One of my favorite shows is Supernatural. For some reason, I'm intrigued with the battle between good and evil, with the hopes that good will have the victory. But it always doesn't go that way. So my pitch is for a mini-series called The Remnant. This series would portray two entities, one good and one evil, battling for souls of different people in each episode. The antagonist, or what you would call an evil force, is an actual demon from hell who has invaded the city with the goal of winning souls for Satan. The demon will take on different human forms in each episode in order to blend in and be accepted by society so that he can go after his victim or victims more easily. The protagonist, or the good entity, comes in a form of a preacher who pastors a church in the suburbs of a fairly large city. He has a wife and he has 2 teenage children, a son and a daughter. And while the pastor works to prepare his sermon each week, he also has to deal with everyday struggles of marriage and the peer pressure put on his children from everyday life. He also has a pleasure of experiencing joy and triumphs within his own family. Because of his spiritual strength, God has handpicked him to battle the demon. And outside of his family and the community, God is directing him to the individuals that the demon is targeting so that he can try and save them from the evil works that could result in death, destroy their future life, or worse, cost them their home in heaven. So the pastor has to find a way to fight off the evil and help prevent them from getting caught up in a huge sin. His ultimate goal is to be able to share the gospel with them in order to save their souls. And each episode will conclude with the resolution to the conflict. There will not be any continuations of the plots with others other than the lives of the pastor and his family. In the pilot episode, the pastor is oblivious to this evil spirit that's lurking around the corner, waiting to get his victims. This episode will start out with getting to know the family of the pastor and the situations and the battles that they face every day. The demon is introduced as a new resident of the neighborhood that no one knows nothing about, which causes curiosity to arise when he shows up at the pastor's church. So, with the dissension following the introduction of the evil character, the pastor quickly discerns the evil spirit and realizes his part that is to play in the scheme of things. The pastor let the demon know that he will not stand by and let him destroy the lives of the people in the town. Well, the demon sees the pastor's threat as a challenge and lets the pastor know that he's in for a fight because he's not going to back down that easily. In episode 2, the demon presents itself as a desirable man who begins making advances toward a married woman in the church in order to break up the marriage. So the pastor has to find a way to prevent the woman from acting on the desires and prevent the couple from splitting up if he can. Also at home, he has to deal with his 16-year-old daughter wanting to date and like the type of guy that she is attracted to. The pastor finds himself being pulled in different directions because he's trying to find out how to deal with it. In episode 3, it involves his son at the local college with two of his friends that are struggling financially. The demon shows up as a young man, a wealthy young man at that, attending the classes, and offers a way to help them make money very quickly. And the pastor has to intervene quick in order to prevent something bad from happening to one or maybe all of the young men. Episode 4 highlights a local man who appears to have a gambling addiction and the effects it has on him and his family. He's on the verge of losing his home, his family, his job, and the demon is making sin seem like fun and is also using it as the only solution to the problem while in the meantime he's digging himself further into the hole. The pastor has to find ways to fight off the interest of the man and get him to understand that the problems that it is causing him in order to save his home and his family. In episode 5, the demon attacks the pastor's family by friending his son and inviting him to a party where his son is pressured into experimenting with drinking and how to handle the use of drugs. The pastor has to move quickly if he wants a chance at saving his son from getting caught up in these types of habits. In episode 6, the demon realizes in order to have any chance of winning, he has to eliminate the powerful root that is standing between him and the souls that he wants, which is the pastor. So the demon begins to attack each one of the pastor's family members in different ways, hoping it will push the pastor to his breaking point of totally giving up on God and giving up on his church. As the series climaxes with the final showdown between the demon and the pastor, the demon is forced back to hell for a series. So that's my pitch for the new television series. It's something that I'm interested in, and hopefully the episodes were captivating enough to warrant another series or a season. And thank you for your time.